Oh, good morning. Good morning. As always, top of the morning, the old Bo Wood, you know.
Yeah, I miss Bo.
This morning. I know, man. Weird. It is. Like, over the military. Thank you.
I'm not in charge of that. I don't know any about it, so I have to have.
Okay. And he's in jail. How you doing, Judge? I'll get.
Oh, I'm doing great.
Usually, but it's all.
I can't see that far. That's that. Walked out for that.
I'm feeling the pain.
Adrenaline.
Better. Rescheduling?
Witnesses? They're in the hallway. They lost, I think, they're calling Rose and they lost Rose.
Rose here somewhere.
All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. When I call your name, please let me know you are here. If you don't stand and answer, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. In custody, we have Robert Caroline, Johnny Joe Webb. Thank you. Rudy Luna. In custody, we have Mr. De Los Santos, Claudel Carney, Mr. Johnson, Robert Perez, Antonio Randall, Michael Campos, Jesus Hernandez, Hillary Stillman, Alfredo Perez. Thank you. In custody, we have Abel Rodriguez, Antonio Randall, Joshua Patillo, Jesus Garza, Jesus Eduardo Garza. In custody, Dominique Nicholson, Andrew Arnett. Thank you. In custody, we have Juan Soto Victorino, Lazaro Espinoza Ramos. Custody. George Santabanez. George Santabanez. Christopher Trevino. Thank you. In custody, we have Adis Hernandez Ribas, Marco Marino Vasquez, Christopher Morrison. Christopher Morrison. In custody, we have Edgar Aguilar, Jennifer Cano. Thank you. Lee Galindo. Thank you. Stevie Stokes. Thank you. George Santabanez. George Santabanez. In custody, we have David Cerna. Camillus Galvan. Thank you. Samuel Bach. Thank you. Denise Thomas. Thank you. Macy Malone, custody. Darwin Gomez. By Zoom. He's here. In custody, we have Raymond Uribe. All right. Is there anyone who came in late or your name was not called? Yes, I didn't get that. Thank you. All right. Before we get to you, have a seat because there's an extra page. Andre Moody. Thank you. Vincent Moore. Thank you. Amber Holland. Thank you. Chelsea Monk. Custody. Carla Cortez. Thank you. Marie Miles. Thank you. Ernest Mora? Okay. All right, now, is there anyone whose name was not called or you came in late? All right, yes, sir. What's your name? Do you know your case number or SID number? 699-761. Who's your attorney?
Most of the court first, but I had a.
All right, just have a seat. We'll get with you, okay? All right, everyone, these are the rules of the court. To my left, court reporter, do not put your items on her desk. Do not touch her stuff. Her equipment is over $10,000. If you break it or damage it, you will have bought it. Attorneys, as you know, the deputies bring inmates out from this door. Do not block their line of sight or their path. If you end up getting injured because something happens, I will do an affidavit on behalf of the deputies because I have already told you. If we are on the record, do not talk behind the court reporter. So if you have someone who's in the box, just move them down. The deputies are fine with you moving them down to the end. Do not approach while we're on the record. Do not approach while we're on the record. Do not approach while we're on the record. So do not approach the clerk. Do not approach the coordinator when we're on the record. How do you know we're on the record? Because I will have called the style of the case. Probation officers to the back. Do not put your items on her desk. Do not crowd her. Do not sit on her desk. Do not turn your back to her. That is her office. Pretend that there are doors there and you need to knock before you're allowed entry. To my left, criminal trial division. To my right, family violence. Do not approach the court unless you have conferred with the state and conferred with your client. If your client is an inmate, yes, they need to be brought out. Let the deputy know. Once you've requested your client who is an inmate, do not leave the court because we have a limited number of people who can be in the box for security reasons. If your client wishes to speak to the court in a language other than English, we will need an interpreter. Let the clerk or coordinator know before you approach that you need an interpreter. All right. Today is Thursday, or as we call it here, Friday's Eve. Let's approach this day like it's Friday's Eve. I know some of us thought we would be retired. We are not. We're just going to have to accept that and keep pushing, or as they say, keep grinding. It is Allie's birthday, so we're going to make her life easy today. I said that and nobody said happy birthday to Allie. Yeah. And that was a week. That was so like, yeah, happy birthday. So I'm going to pretend like I haven't said that. Guys, today is Allie's birthday. So we're going to confer with kindness in our hearts and a smile on our face. It is dim lighting here in the 187th. We're trying to get light bulbs, but guess what? They don't have any. Maybe if I wanted a balcony, door access, we could have that. We do have a balcony, but we don't have a key to it. So anyone who has a key to the balcony, we would appreciate that. So everyone, please confer. Michelle, maybe somebody will give us a key to the door to get on the balcony.
Judge Hernandez and Susan from Mr. Coach's. Yes, we have so many, we have some up here and some downstairs.
So what small city did you come from? I was listening to your speech. I was in the cafeteria.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm originally.
There's 3,000 people.
No, you know what? In its heyday, there were 3,000 people, but my family is originally from Grand Cane, Louisiana. And it is such a beautiful, nice place. But now that they've started all the digging, it doesn't have the same feel to it.
Yeah.
You will pass by and there's just like dirt everywhere. But I remember my mom would take us there sometime to show us where she grew up. And I do remember going there on Sundays, sometimes they would have baseball games.
Sure.
And you get to see them. They don't do that anymore. You remember
The
you're
old
in
pickup
church.
games, yeah.
Yes. You're in church and you would watch the baseball games. They just don't do that anymore. And have the fish fry.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have fish fries, at least not the way it was done, where people just catch the fish and then you fry it.
But yeah, I'm from Wisconsin,
Mm-hmm.
so every Friday was fish fry. And growing up Catholic, of course, that was important. And my family thought that was the greatest thing in the world. Except Jimmy here doesn't like fish at all. So
Oh
I
my
would-
gosh, this is why we're connected. You know, I'm not a fish person either. I
I
would
have
bury
to have
mine in
eggs,
ketchup.
no bacon and toast while they were doing fish fry Friday.
Well, I would suck it up and just eat the fish, but
Oh, you did?
yes, but you know what? I would bury it in ketchup and we would have fish once a week.
Oh.
Hello.
Jimmy tasted it's just like chicken.
No, it's not.
Fish ever tastes like.
Yeah. Yes.
Under Coach on a Carla Cortez, it's a pre-indictment.
Oh, we don't do pre-indictments in this court unless you request it.
I did request it. It's a motion to travel.
Okay.
And I talked to the prosecutor. They said you might have already ruled on it. I just wanted
No,
to.
But they both say that happened, then.
can you
the plaintiff
speak with
says,
the
"My
court
guy
and
can
see if
do
that's
that."
been done?
Yes, yes. Ma'am.
Sure.
My guy's working with him.
Is there CM numbers? Yeah.
Mhm.
Call 911. Or I don't mind
11,
my guy.
6622.
Why? Goes to HB and then-
And 24.
At least my guy called 911, though. I don't know. I just wish you'd have called sooner, but yeah. Yeah. Today. The second.
Yeah. I have. Yeah, if you need them.
I'll be honest.
But James, you know what the worst thing about fish was?
What?
Depending on what you did, if it was buffalo or something, have you ever had a bone stuck between your teeth? That is so hard. It's hard to get out.
I mean, I always thought in my little 6-year-old brain, why are we eating some food that you could die eating a bone?
And you know,
Choking on
they
a
would
bone.
always say that if you accidentally swallowed a bone, then you would need to eat some cornbread or something to just move it down. I don't know. I survived.
When that was correct.
I don't know how we made it. I don't know.
That's why I corrected it with Judge Boyzan.
Ketchup on fish. I should have tried it.
You should have tried it. I used to do ketchup on beans too, on pinto beans.
No, that's weird.
I know.
You put on eggs too? Scrambled
No,
eggs?
oh no. I'm a country girl. My eggs are simple. I either do scramble and I, not a hard scramble, a soft scramble, and that's it. Excuse me, do you have the motion to travel?
I'm just waiting.
All right, thank you. And James, I no longer have to blow paper because I have this nice fan. So I'm like, yay.
You're in high cotton, as they say.
Yes, I am. That's what State Representative Hawkins always says. So now I say it.
Christopher Morrison didn't make it in, so. Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right, so on this, I didn't sign it because the state, they're objecting to it.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can have a hearing. Where is your client here?
Yeah, she's here. She's in the courtroom. I think it's a financial crimes case.
All right.
That's one, I think the Chandler Bowen came down. Is that yesterday, Judge? Is that the same
Yes.
one? He came down yesterday so that we could give him a call if you, I mean, I
Yes.
guess if the hearing's set for some time, we can.
Well, if you can give him a call and see if he's available to come down.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we'll hang out and chill.
Yes. Okay. Oh, what? Okay.
You found them. What's your name?
Okay.
Caroline, Robert. Did you?
Oh. But I probably shouldn't do it because people think I'm being showing favoritism. Okay. Because otherwise I would.
I don't know. Treatment for veterans treatment. It's supposed to do something.
Well, I am, but Jason's on call.
No, I'm gonna start it.
Second setting.
I haven't started it. Have you? Okay.
Witness, and then Jason's gonna confirm with his advocate if they've had contact with the complainant, fine, so we can get.
All right, Mr. Garcia, can you unmute?
Yes, Judge, good morning.
Good morning. Could everyone please whisper? All right, Mr. Garcia, who are you here on?
Ernest Mora, Your Honor.
All right, so it's a violation report. Just give us a moment.
Okay, he is in the courtroom, Judge.
You are looking better.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I feel better this morning. Thank you for asking.
All right, they're going to pull the violation report, then we'll take it up.
Okay, just for your information, Judge, I did invite Morgan Brown, his pretrial service officer, to this
Just 1
meeting so she
second.
can shed some light on what's going on.
Can you increase the volume? Thank you.
Let's see if it works.
Eddie,
Yes,
did
Judge.
you say something? That's much better. Because I was having a little bit of trouble hearing you.
Okay, I'll speak up, Judge. What I said was that I invited Morgan Brown, his pretrial service officer, to shed some light on what's going on with his pretrial situation.
All right. Brown, hello. If you can unmute for me. Good morning. All right, state, this is a violation report on a driving while intoxicated. And the officer, the pretrial officer is here. Okay. So we're going to go on this, and I guess the pretrial officer has some information to give us.
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you.
If I can preface before she speaks, Judge, I asked Norma to provide you with a couple of orders.
Yes, she's
that
given those to me.
Okay, and along with a violation report. So just as a predicate to what Ms. Brown is going to tell you, if you look at the orders, Judge, on November.
Just give us Mr. Garcia, just give us a moment. We're going to go on the record, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, and Ernest Mora, come forward, please. All right, the court is going to call 2023 CR 9524 State of Texas versus Ernest Mora. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Eddie Garcia.
Thank you. And are you Mr. Mora?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we are here on a violation report. And it's saying that he did not report for the installation of Scram and that he's pending his monthly calibration for the ignition interlock. Have both parties had a chance to review the violation report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
All right, defense, you wanted to address the violation report?
I do, Your Honor. And it's confusing to me. That's why I asked Ms. Brown to be here this morning. But just to lay the groundwork, if you look at what I asked Norma to provide this morning for your review, Judge, there are two orders that were signed on November 30th of 2023. One was signed by you when Mr. Moore was in court, where you scratched through the requirement of Scram because he was already on interlock.
Yes.
But the same day, at or about the same time, Judge Moore must have received the violation report also. And either before you scratched through the requirement to Scram, Judge Moore not only increased the bond, but he also ordered that the Scram device be placed on Mr. Moore. So consequently, when Mr. Moore showed up to court on January 29th. He was taken into custody. I don't know if you recall that we did a satellite bond, and he was trying to explain what had happened. And I was not aware at the time, and the time was so short that I couldn't look into it at the time. But it looks like the two orders are at odds, and the reason that this violation report keeps coming up is because Ms. Brown can address this, is because pretrial services still sees this as an active order that was not complied with.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. Counsel, this is what we're going to do. All right, because I do see from the docket sheet that I recall the warrant because there were issues. And what this means now is whenever an order is signed for the violation report, I'm not only going to put a date on it, I'm going to put a time so that way everybody will know. So here's the question. Does he want to be on scram or does he want to be on ignition or interlock? I will only have him on one.
I believe interlock, Judge, because it's less expensive. Is that right, Mr. Morrow?
And I already have it as we speak, so it'd be a lot more easier for me rather than to take it off and then to get something else. Like I said, I'm ready.
All right, and so for
I think we just lost.
Eddie?
Yes, we lost the connection for just a bit.
All right, so your client is saying that he wishes to remain on ignition interlock. Is ignition interlock the cheaper device, Officer Brown?
Yes, Judge.
All right. So what I'm going to do is today, February 8th, I'm removing the condition for scram. He will be on ignition interlock. All right, everybody just staring at me and not responding.
I just want to make sure that he doesn't have a warrant or anything
Yes.
else, because I saw there was a bond increase by Judge Moore. I just wanted to make sure that was clarified, that on the record or.
Well, with regards to the
Jason-
bond increase on the January 29th, he signed this on November 30th. On January 29th, I asked that his order be recalled.
Okay.
So he should not have an increase.
No, unfortunately, Judge, because of the conflict, he had to make bond again, even though really he shouldn't have had to because
So he
the
doesn't
conflict.
have a bond issue now though, correct?
No, he does not have a bond issue now. He made that $10,000 bond on the 29th when he went to court.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna order the removal of scram. He will remain on ignition interlock. Is there any other issues that I need to know about?
No, Your
No,
Honor, as far
Judge.
as I'm concerned.
All right, so Mr. Moore, are you employed? All right, what are your work hours?
I go in at about 2:30 in the morning and I normally get out about 9:30.
All right, are you able to use Zoom? No, I mean, it's for you. If you're able to use
I
Zoom,
don't know what it is, but I can imagine I could.
okay, so if Eddie, if he's able to use Zoom instead of, being off from work or whatever, he's more than welcome to use Zoom for his court appearance. And I'll write that on the docket sheet.
Thank you, Your Honor. Are you referring to future court appearances?
Yes, because he's set to appear in court. Next date is February 26th. And it's for discovery matters. So you can appear by Zoom for that date. All right.
Yeah,
And I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Judge. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you so much. So I'm
Okay,
gonna
thank
write,
you.
defendant, I'm gonna write that you can appear by Zoom. And remove scram requirement or condition. And he's to remain on ignition interlock. And I'm gonna sign this and put the time on it, which is 9:32 a.m. Okay, is there anything else? Officer Brown, thank you so much for zooming in. Is there anything else that he needs from you?
No, Judge, he just needs to make sure he calibrates before his lockout for his interlock.
All right, make sure you calibrate, okay? All right, thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time, Your Honor.
No problem. Have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Share the record. They just were, but I don't know. I guess they got all. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, who's here on Darwin Gomez?
Morning, Your Honor, again.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Judge, yourself.
Oh, I'm doing okay. How's campaigning going?
It's brutal like it always is,
Yeah.
but you look fantastic.
Oh, look at you making my day on a Thursday eve. What do you want? A $0 bond?
No, these are fun. So you know it's the truth because I'm not asking for anything.
Yeah.
But
All
you
right,
really do.
he is connecting. So today the state was to make an offer. Were you all able to make an offer?
I just started reviewing the case. I believe somebody else was reviewing it, another attorney.
Okay.
And I had requested two things from the state. One was any criminal history of the complaining witness.
I do have that answer,
Okay.
by the way, and there's none.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, what's the other thing?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
And then so we can finish conferring on an offer, Judge.
Yes, Judge.
All right. So when will you all be able to have an offer?
Judge, I do apologize since I haven't been looking at the case. I mean, I can.
I know you had a murder pending.
Yeah, but that's not a good excuse, but I'd like to, if I can get at least a couple weeks just to review it, and then I can get an offer to him in the interim, unless you want to set it for 2 weeks or 30 days, that's up to the board.
All right. So
The only thing I would humbly ask, if possible, if we could just come back after the 5th, if humbly possible.
I was looking at March 7th.
Perfect.
That's not interference with spring break, right?
No.
Norma.
Right before.
All right. Norma, can we put this for March 7th? And your client can appear by Zoom.
Thank you, Judge. And at that time, we'll know for sure if we're going to try working this thing out.
All right.
We're close to it at least.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Thanks,
Welcome.
Your Honor.
Yes, and the link he has today will be the same link.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And everyone, we are recessing at noon because we will have a jury trial up here. And Mr. Gomez, you are excused. Number, what page is Gomez on? Thank you. Yes, it's for the state to make an offer. Who is here on Andre Moody? All right. Hello.
How you doing?
How are you doing?
Fine.
Well, it doesn't seem like you're doing well because you're before me,
Yes, ma'am.
and you're not before me because you've been successful. And you're not before me because you have questions. You're before me because I have questions and probation has questions. All right, let me ask you this. If you're revoked on this, how much time could you do in prison? No. Everybody will say, I can't do any time in prison. You know, somebody would tell this story for us this is when I first started out. they said the judge asked the defendant, so how much time could you do in prison? Just let me know. And you know what they said? The defendant told him, oh, I can do 2 days. And you know what the judge told him? You know what? You just look at every time as 2 days increments. And you know what that judge did? Sent that person to prison for 30 years. So on this case, how much time could I send you to prison for?
How much you can?
Yeah.
10 years?
10 years?
Wow.
Do you want to go to prison?
No, ma'am.
Do you want to go to prison because you are not doing what you're supposed to do?
Right.
And people, well, you're acting as though you do, because people are working with you, and it says your counselor contacted you and said you missed your group session.
Ma'am.
And then the counselor said, look, I will let you make up those sessions. And your answer to this counselor, knowing you could go to prison for 10 years, was, I don't think I can do that. So do you think you can do 10 years in prison?
No, ma'am.
Then why are you acting like you can?
I live in Universal City, ma'am, and recently I've been just struggling. You know, I've lost my job because of transportation, getting back and forth. There's no public transportation in Universal City. Mr. Sheldon is a wonderful counselor. You know, I did go set up that meeting with him again because he helps me a lot. You know, I just wasn't able to. I'm not able to move, like get to places, you know, so.
Who do you know in Universal City?
I have a roommate. I don't have no family out here. All my family has passed away. I'm from California, you know, so I don't really have people here, you know, I don't have any help. I've been paying $400 every 2 weeks at where I'm staying just to live there, you know, and then I've been catching Uber and Lyft back and forth to work to get there. And then that's a lot of money, you know, I don't have it, you know, and then, I've been trying to do it. I could get to places, you know, like today I walked from Universal City to Converse to catch the bus to get here today. But I don't have like funds. Like I'm just getting backed up and on everything, and everything is kind of like coming at me at one time. And I don't, you know, I don't know. I don't have no help. You know, I don't have nothing.
How old are you?
30, about to be 31 next month.
You'll be asked to step
I'll be
outside.
I'll be
Just one
31.
second, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is talking to the inmates like this is visitation? Who is it? Deputy Lord, who was it?
It's that lady with the dark hair.
Excuse me. Hi, miss. I'm gonna need you to step outside the courtroom. All right.
I'll be 30.
Yes.
I'll be 31 next month.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be 31.
All right, so you're gonna have to sit down with somebody. And by somebody, I mean probation will help you. You're going to have to get employment and figure out a budget.
I do. I have income tax. I was working all last year. I have income tax coming February 26th. That's going.
Well, I hope you didn't have somebody do your income tax where they take
No,
a
ma'am.
major percentage of it and then,
I don't know. I just filed. You know, I file with her every year. You know, I work every year. Yes, ma'am. And
all right, so he's saying he lives in Universal City. Are we aware of him living in Universal City? Did you let them know you lived in Universal City?
No.
So state, this appears to be his issue. He doesn't have any transportation.
I was able to obtain my license. I've been working on that. I did get a car, but the next day it had a blown head gasket, so I lost it and I lost my money. So that kind of set me back as well, you know. And I've been trying to get a car like the right way, because that's why I really got my license and did that, because I didn't want to get another car that was going to go bad on me. So I got my license and trying to do it.
All right, and they say you worked full-time at Hooters, or you did? What do you do at Hooters?
Cook.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all right. Ms. Abrams,
Yes, Judge.
they're asking for him to restart IOP.
Yes, Judge. That is the recommendation. And additionally for him to restart IOP, I do want to ensure that he is enrolled in his VIP course at least by the either end of the month or, mid-March.
Okay,
Ma'am, I tried to enroll into the VIP class online, due to my transportation issues, but it was $195 to enroll. I didn't have the money, you know, I enrolled in Mr. Sheldon's class.
All right, and see, here's the thing. I understand how finances are hitting you, right?
That's fine.
But you know why these financial issues are hitting you and you gotta still just deal with it? Because these are consequences for your offense.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you would not have committed this offense, guess what?
I wouldn't be in this
You wouldn't be
situation.
here. Ms. Abrams, with regards to enrollment in BIP, he says he's getting his income tax, so we can give him till March 28th to enroll in BIP. You drug tested today. What are the results gonna be?
Did enjoy it.
All right, so we're gonna drug test him today.
Your Honor, I would like to point out that his last drug test was positive for marijuana back in December. So we can see if that's out of the system by now.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna get drug tested today,
Ma'am.
and we're gonna see what the results are. And if the results are positive, we're gonna have another conversation. But for now, he's enrolling the BIP on March 28th. And he's to restart IOP. So you're still telling me it's gonna be negative?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Abrams?
No, Judge.
All right, just sit there. Do you need any water or anything?
Yes, please.
All right, just have a seat. Deputy Laura, so who was the person speaking to inmates?
This one on top.
Okay. All right, you're not allowed to talk to people. I understand that's your mom, but that's not allowed in here. You understand? All right.
Have Christopher interviewed you this morning. Yeah, the psychologist, yeah, I need to make sure y'all have a motion to withdraw. tonight. You have it? Okay.
All right, Carla Mercedes Cortez.
Yes, Your Honor, present.
All right. So are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
Okay. All right, court is calling CM 11662, State of Texas versus Carla Mercedes Cortez. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state
Chandler Bowen for the state of Texas.
defense?
Good morning, Judge. Genaro Cortez for Carla Mercedes Cortez.
And are you Carla Mercedes Cortez? All right, the court has a motion, a corrected motion to travel. The defendant is requesting to travel to Spain from March 15th to March 25th, 2024. She booked her travel plans November 2023 before these charges were filed. All right, so she's asking to be allowed to go to Spain.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
State?
That's the state.
I'm sorry.
I don't have any
State.
objection, Your Honor.
Hmm?
I don't have any objection.
Oh, okay, I thought you had objections.
Oh, no, I thought that's why.
Yes, that's why. Yeah,
Right, not
okay.
opposed. Okay.
All right, then you can go.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we're done.
That's fine.
Yes.
So there's two of them, Your Honor. So she's permission on both charges. There's two.
I only have the corrected one for CM 116624.
Okay, there's 6622, second one.
All right, and that doesn't need to be corrected?
Oh, I filed corrected motions on both of them. I put the wrong judge's name.
Well, this doesn't say corrected on it. This one does, so that's signed. Thank you so much for coming in.
Absolutely. And, wait, excuse Your Honor, are we good?
If you want to get a copy of this for
Okay.
her. So once they give me the other corrected, we'll do it.
I have my copies if the court wants to use them.
No, you don't need to print it out. I'll just sign on these. All right, Christopher Martin Trevino. And then after that, it will be Claudel Carney.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. I'll just do that. Yes.
That's my fault, Judge.
Oh,
I
no,
filed too many paperwork.
that's okay.
Leave it with him.
All right, so Mr. Trevino, your counsel has filed a motion to withdraw as your attorney. And counsel, you're saying there's a breakdown in communication?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is this breakdown, you're giving him advice and he doesn't want to follow it?
I think it's more than that, Your Honor. He has,
Okay.
he has 3 misdemeanors as well. Judge Menace withdrew me on those cases and, you know, I mean, when he tells me I'm dismissed, then I don't think we can.
All right, so here's the
relationship.
thing. You are in felony court. Today is your plea deadline date. As a defendant, people think their rights are, oh, I get to decide how this case is going to be tried. I get to decide strategy. I get to decide this and that. No, you do not. The only thing that you get to decide as someone who's accused of a crime is whether or not you're going to testify, whether or not you're going to accept a plea, whether or not you're going to the judge or jury for punishment, whether or not, as I previously stated, you're going to remain silent, which means you're not going to testify. You don't get to decide how the motions your attorney file. You don't get to decide how your attorney files your case. Do you understand? Or tries your case. Do you understand? So what I need to know from you, have you received an offer from the state? All right, so go back.
Yes,
All right, if you'll,
he received an offer.
if you'll retell them what the offer is, counselor, and then you need to let me know whether or not you're accepting that offer or not.
Accepting any.
All right, so you want a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'll hear your motion to withdraw, counsel. Court is calling 2023 CR 4277, State of Texas versus Christopher Martin Trevino. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Stephen Harkowitz.
All right, and are you Mr. Trevino?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, counsel, you filed a motion to withdraw. What is your reason for the motion to withdraw?
There's been a breakdown in the ability to communicate with Mr. Trevino to the point where, for example, yesterday I sent him some reminders. He didn't respond to them. When we were in misdemeanor court a few weeks ago, he told me I was dismissed. So, and I don't believe that we're going to be able to repair the attorney-client relationship to the point that I can effectively continue to represent Mr. Trevino. So I'm asking the court to withdraw me as his attorney and appoint him an attorney that perhaps he can have a better relationship with.
All right, are you gonna hire an attorney? Because that's what you'll need to do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, motion to withdraw is denied. I'm gonna recall this for next week. You need to have an attorney hired. Do you understand? All right. We are going to recall this. Norma, can you recall this for February 15th? All right, you need to have an attorney at that time.
And this
You
is for the
understand?
deadline.
Hmm?
This is for the deadline still, or?
On February 15th, you will either have hired or retained an attorney, and that attorney will come in here on February 15th, or either this will be your attorney. Do you understand?
But I'm saying, did you do the jury trial yet? Or we're
I'm
gonna wait
sorry?
till that attorney's
Oh, do
present?
you want to go to the jury trial with this attorney? Because we can arrange
Oh,
for a
that's what it's
jury
for.
trial
Okay.
today.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, they're gonna come back on the 15th. And Mr. Trevino, and we're off the record, Mr. Trevino, if you do not communicate with your attorney, guess what?
I do communicate.
No, listen to me. If you do not communicate with your attorney and communicate with your attorney respectfully, guess what's going to end up happening? You're going to go to jury trial with an attorney that you have not communicated with respectfully and you have not talked to. Do you understand?
What
All
if
right.
it's the other way around, though, Judge?
Hmm?
What if it's the other way around? What if I'm the one trying to communicate and I'm
Oh.
not getting no response?
Oh, well, here we go. He's here right now. You're here.
I
You
already
all
tried
can
to talk to him
talk.
outside. He didn't want to do anything I
Here's the
said.
thing. You're here right now. He's here. I'm sure he will speak to you. So just have a seat and he will speak with you. Okay?
We need to sign up. Just be. Okay.
Mr. Moody, come forward. So we're not on the record. When's the last time you used marijuana?
I haven't used it since December.
No, I mean, unless something is wrong with the laws of
Right.
physics and the time continuum has changed, you should not be positive for marijuana if the last time you used is in December. So let me just tell you something right now. You're on probation out of this court. If you want to continue to use marijuana, you're an adult, that's up to you. But using marijuana while you're on probation is not allowed. It's against your conditions of probation. And guess what? You may or may not end up going to prison for 10 years. And when people ask you why you're at the prison for 10 years, you can tell them because you wanted to use marijuana. And I'm sure at the prison, there's a way that people can make their marijuana. I know there's a way that people can make their alcohol if they so choose to imbibe, but you will be at the prison. And guess what? At the prison, you don't have to worry about catching but one bus. And you know what that bus is? The bus from the jail to the prison. So I am not going to tolerate any more excuses from you, because if you can find time to do marijuana, you can find time to get to Universal City. I don't want to hear this nonsense about I had to walk from Universal City to Converse, because guess what? Those are consequences from being on probation. You need to get a job, and in your job, you need to include reporting to probation and doing your treatment. You should have been done with treatment, but no, you're missing classes. Any other place, guess what they would have done? Maybe issued a warrant for your arrest instead of having this conversation, and you'll be taken into custody and you will be brought out wearing orange or red, whichever category they put you in. Do you understand? And if the roommate you're living with is allowing you to use marijuana where you all live, then that's not a good roommate. But I am not going to tolerate any more nonsense with you not following through on what you need to do. This is the last conversation we're going to have, the last compliance we're going to have. If I get another report and everything is in order, I'm going to sign it. And when I sign it, it's going to be for a motion to revoke. You will have to make bond. If you don't make bond, you'll be brought over and we will hear the allegations. Either they're going to be true or not true. And if they're true, you're looking at potentially 10 years in prison. So it's up to you to make the decision of whether or not marijuana is worth 10 years of your life, potentially, or 1 year, or 5 days. You understand? So do not come back here before trying to get tea and sympathy for me. You understand? All right, good luck to you. And probation on Mr. Moody, if you can make sure that he's tested for levels. And we have Veterans Treatment Court
Yes,
here. Which case is that for?
This is for Miss Robert Caroline, Your Honor.
Okay, can I see the file on that?
Robert, I have lived with
Thank you, sir. I'm Jason.
Ah, yes, I have it. All right, Robert Caroline?
Robert, is it okay? ma'am?
Yes.
Where do you want me? Out of the room?
All right, on this case, we were here to get an update from Veterans Treatment. Where are we?
Your Honor, the last time that Mr. Caroline was here, I was unfortunately out, but Ms. Ruiz talked to everybody.
Mhm.
We do know the extenuating circumstances of him being in custody, of course, but also his homelessness. The biggest thing that was requested back the last time was his DD 214.
Mhm.
We still do not have a copy of his DD 214. The other biggest issue, I'm running into issues with the assessors getting into the jail to do an assessment.
Okay,
We were able before to kind of maneuver with courtrooms like we've done in the past with you, Your Honor.
Mhm.
However, we're still not really able to do that now. So right now, we do know, I did look him up in the system. He qualifies in the fact that he was a veteran, he did serve. There's just, we can't hit those blocks for the assessment because of the restrictions right now of him in custody.
all right, so if we make arrangements for him to be in court, are you able to do an assessment?
I can, Your Honor, we're probably looking at,
Because of the nature of his offense, I just can't
I'm
release.
with you, I'm
Yes.
with you on that one, Your Honor. Let's see if I can look at the calendar.
Sure. So, Mr. Caroline, we're trying to get this solved
Yes, ma'am.
and it's logistical.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's a good thing it's military because military is good with logistics.
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, I could get one of my assessors here the week of the 26th, which is the last week of February. I
All
have them
right,
stacked right now the next 2 weeks, and then if I can speak with Mr. Caroline, get a few more things today, I can try to see if I can look them up in the DOD system.
okay, so I know we're doing jury selection on a specially set case on the 26th,
Uh-huh.
but I say that because he could be here on the 26th and they'll make it happen.
Correct.
But the 27th, those dates, a jury will be selected, and so we may not have a jury room.
Okay,
So if he's available on the 26th,
I will make it work.
all right, so Deputy Laura, can we have him here on the 26th?
You want me present, Judge?
Do y'all need him?
No, sir, we do not need you, just need the veteran.
As far as I'm, my obligation, am I through today, Judge?
Yes, you done today, and then they're gonna let me know. We're gonna bring him over on
Because
the,
he's got probation, it's just a question of whether or not the veterans.
well, I haven't ruled on his probation yet, so I haven't done that. So, Veterans Treatment Court, once they let me know if he's accepted, then what will end up happening is he will, be with Veterans Court. I can tell you, the state offered him probation. I'm inclined to follow that. I just want to set up, services for him so he doesn't fail.
I just wanted to know whether or not I could do a voucher today, send it in, or should I wait?
I think you should wait because he hasn't been sentenced, and we're still gonna need you to come back. Yeah, so, but not on the 26th. On the 26th, it's just for them to interview him, and then they're gonna tell me a date, and then we will let you know, Mr. Seeloff.
Okay, thank you very much. You'll call me or email
Okay.
for my appearance? No, when that happens, you'll eat. Okay. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Seeloff. Enjoy some fish.
Fish Fry Friday.
Yeah. All right, who's here on Claudel Carney? All right. Oh, excuse me to everyone in the box, if you all could move down to that end, because we're going to go on the record on this case. All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 10366, State of Texas versus Claudel Dwayne Carney. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Denny
Okay.
Callahan defense.
And are you Mr. Carney?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, you entered a plea to count one. You entered a plea of no contest to the offense of aggravated robbery. Punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The state is opposing your application for deferred adjudication. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state,
Yes, sir.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report, state, defense?
No, Your Honor.
Any witnesses, state,
No,
defense?
No, Your Honor. Only allocution.
All right, state you're opposed
yes.
and why?
Your Honor, it's mainly due to the defendant's criminal history. He does have 2 prior felonies, here in Bear County. And he does have an extensive history out of the state in Louisiana. So it's mainly on criminal history, Judge.
All right. Defense.
May I present his allocution in writing? I've shown it to the prosecutor already.
And no objection, Judge.
All right, yes, you may. And just give me a moment to read this.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Callahan.
Your Honor, there's a mental health factor in this case, and you can see that in the PSI. Draw your attention to page 9. That he would profit, and so would society if you would give him supervision. He's motivated because now he has a child. To change his life. He's also pushing 40. That's another motivation. The victim in this case was not injured, was threatened, but not injured. And his property was returned to him. I asked the court to consider deferred adjudication with mixed supervision. In the alternative, I asked for 180 days in jail before the imposition of deferred adjudication. I think he would like to say a few words to the court himself.
All right, would you like to speak? Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Name is Claudel Dwayne Kearney.
All right, defense?
May he narrate, Your Honor?
Yes, if there's no objection from the state, you may.
Your Honor, I know what I did wrong and I'm terribly sorry for disrespecting the court by coming up in this place. And I recently lost 2 jobs and I was hit by an 18-wheeler inside of an Uber, and that's how I lost both of my jobs. And I ventured off to go into the streets. And that was my intention was not to, this guy was my friend at first. And it wasn't my fault that I got hit by this 18-wheeler and lost both of my jobs. But I just want to say that if I could right my wrongs and to try to pay restitutions and furthermore, I just recently found out I have a child, ma'am, and I came all the way from New Orleans just to try to find her, and I found her. And I deeply apologize, Ms. Boyd, if I know my record is bad, and I'm a good person. I come from a military family, and it's about accountability and holding myself accountable. If I'm wrong, I know what I did, but if I can fix it, man, I have one chance just to fix it. That's all I'm asking.
Anything further?
And recently my brother just passed away, who I stay with. He went to sleep and never woke back up. He had a heart attack. And my little cousin, I just missed both of their funerals, man. I'm sitting in this jailhouse and I'm realizing how many people is passing away and time does not stop when you come to a place like this. And mm, I'm tired of my conscience is eating up at me for what I did wrong. But this the hand that I had chose, this the bed that I chose to lay in. And if I can fix it with the victim and, and help him out as well to try to pay it forward, man, I will, and I would be sure to do that and try to, and also I don't have the one to look after my child no more, man. My brother was there for her. He was a school teacher. And I come from a nice, beautiful family, man.
So because you come from a nice, beautiful family, why are you here?
I'm here.
No, I mean, why are you? Because I've looked at your criminal history. Why are you say you have a military family, you say you come from a good family. So I don't understand why you're making the choices that you're making in your life. Why are you making these choices? Because you had a choice.
Yes, man.
Buy your phone or take somebody else's phone. You chose to take somebody else's phone.
You know what the crazy part is? I had a phone on me that day, man. I had my own phone.
Yeah, so that's why I'm trying to figure out why you're making these choices.
It was a foolish mistake.
And how old are you?
I just turned 38, man, November 15th.
Right, so there are no excuses. Like, what's the excuse for taking a phone and you say you already had a phone?
We had, me and Mr. Ted, we had got into it. And it was a foolish mistake. I should never did it.
No, it was a choice, not a mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm trying to figure out, why are you making these choices? You tell me you come from a good family. You have a military family. You now have a daughter in your life and you came all the way here to find your daughter. You find your daughter and then you're making these choices.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out why.
Okay. I had lost my job, both of them. I was working at Taco Bell in a Ford warehouse, man. And I, me and my little brother, the one that recently passed away, got into it and he put me out. And I really didn't have nowhere to go. I was on the streets, man.
What about your sisters?
My sisters, once I have 9 brothers and sisters, once you do one person something wrong in my family, the entire family mad at me. And I didn't have nowhere to go, man. And I went back to the streets and that was the worst thing I should have never did in my life, man.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state judge.
All right, what are you requesting?
Nick Miles supervision, Your Honor, and deferred adjudication has, but in the alternative, 180 days in jail as a condition of deferred adjudication.
And state, what are you requesting?
We are opposed to the application for deferred adjudication. We're asking that you, it was a 10 opposed, that you oppose that.
Okay. All right, probation.
Yes, Judge.
And this is just because I love to have more information than not information. This is not saying I'm going to rule one way or the other. Can you explain why DDRF is saying that he does not meet their targeted population, but according to the report I'm reading, it says in 2003, he was in DDRF.
Your Honor, those are reviewed on a yearly basis, so in 2003, he may have met, and now he does not. I'll look more into the case. Can I have a name, please?
It's Claudel Carney. All right, everyone have a seat. I'm gonna think about this.
May I address the court vote?
Yes,
It's 2022-23, not.
2003. All right. Thank you. Samuel Bach.
Hi, good morning, Your Honor.
Hello. So we're here for discovery. Where are we on discovery?
Well, we have talked with the state, but we have most of the discovery. I need one thing I need to follow up with them about, but where we're at right now is really just being able to get an offer, and I think Daniel wanted to address that.
Judge,
Yes.
so the state, we intended to call the detective in this case to have a meeting with him, just to talk about the case before we possibly approach admin and the family about an offer.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to do due diligence before taking that step.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recall this for 30 days. At the 30-day time period, all the discovery needs to be completed and state you need to be prepared to make an offer. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Bach, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
March 7th? Yes.
All right, March 7th. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Oh, you know what? I think I may have something.
Okay, Samuel, you can step back, I think, right?
Here, I'll just scratch out the 379 and put the 187 on it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll be back on March 7th.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just, can I have him have a seat and I'll?
Yeah, if you can have a seat.
go ahead and
It's
see
gonna
what I
take me a
can do.
while to do this paperwork because I have to do all the papers. Mr. Caroline? Every single thing.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, who is here on David Cerna? David Cerna. All right,
Judge, the defense counsel's not here, that's why I didn't, not ask you on that.
all right, we'll come back with that. Who's here on Isaiah Johnson? Where's Johnson? Come down, please. Court is calling 2023 CR 9442, State of Texas versus, is it Isaiah Johnson?
No, ma'am, it's Isaiah.
Isaiah Johnson. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense?
David Andre Woodard for Mr. Johnson.
He's just asking for me for probation.
Okay. All right, we're here for sentencing. You entered a plea of no contest on January 4th. According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a cap of 8 years and the state is silent on your application. Defense and state, have you both had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, sir.
Any
Yes, Your Honor.
objections to the PSI report?
No, Your Honor.
All right, defense, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor, just arguing.
All right, the court will hear argument.
Judge, it appears that looking at the PSI, that Mr. Johnson does have a prior history. He did go to prison, I believe around 2019 in Tennessee, where he served 3 years. His family is currently in Florida. He has 2 sisters down in Florida and also his mom. He's been here approximately a little over a year. He's been in custody, I believe, going on about 7 months, Judge. According to the PSI, he did accept responsibility for what happened that evening with the complaining witness. I don't believe the state has had contact with the complainant in terms of the victim impact, so the complainant is not in favor or against Mr. Johnson receiving probation. I think in looking at his history, Judge, he does have a a number of misdemeanors, but he only has that one felony conviction. He came down here to San Antonio so he could work. I think he was involved in construction work when this incident happened. He does have a support system. I have spoken with his sister during the course of representing Isaiah. We're asking the court to consider his application for deferred. I know when we took a plea, Judge, the court did ask for a mental health evaluation. I don't know if that was done. I didn't get a copy of it in the PSI or the TAP evaluation. The TAP evaluation does state that if he did receive probation, he would be a good candidate for outpatient treatment. There is no concern for any drug use. There is no concern of any gang involvement. I believe he's about 30 years old. He has some kids. He's divorced.
All right, so what I'm reading, and I always read the police report just to refresh my memory. It appears from what's in the stipulation, and this is what everybody stipulated to, there was an argument at a bus stop between your client and the complainant. Your client is homeless. He has a backpack. The complainant punches him, takes his backpack, and then your client goes running after him with a knife to get his backpack back. Am I reading that correctly?
That's what, the way I recall it, Judge.
Okay.
I don't have the police report in front of me, but that's how I recall it back.
And your client stated that he was homeless and everything that he owned was in the backpack.
Correct.
All right, if the court grants this application, where will he be staying?
I've asked Isaiah if he has a place to stay. He says he does. He would also, if the court would consider it, possibly being transferred back to Florida. I think his mom and sisters live in Jacksonville. I told him that there is a process before that case could be transferred, but that's where he has his support system.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Say Johnson.
All right, your counsel has said that it appears your family is in Florida. Have you spoken to your family since you've been at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they want you living with you?
Yeah.
Living with them?
They have no oppositions about it.
Well, no. Sometimes people have no opposition because sometimes mothers are saying, I gotta say I have no opposition because it's my child, but I really don't want them here. Or sometimes the sisters really don't want you here, but you're my relative. So my question is, have you asked them if you can live with them? Yes or no?
Not exactly. No.
So that's a no.
Yes,
All right, when's the last time you had employment?
ma'am. Before I got arrested,
Doing what?
construction.
Why were you homeless?
I was actually living in a hotel. I wasn't homeless.
All right, and was this a hotel where they do it monthly or weekly?
They do it weekly.
All right. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication. In Florida, what county is that?
Duval, actually.
I'm sorry, what?
Duval.
How do you spell that?
Duvall.
We'll do a transfer to Duval County in Florida. What city is that?
Jacksonville.
Anger management. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to order intensive outpatient treatment, field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months. There's to be regular UAs, 250 hours of community service restitution. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
And there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No,
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
We can go off the record from here on out. Everything that you do in your life, every decision you make, you need to ask yourself, could this potentially result in me being in prison for 20 years? Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. All right, everyone, just give me 2 minutes. Mr. Bond.
Yes, Judge. Of course.
Yes. Please be seated. Who's here on Antonio Randall?
Hi, Judge.
Good morning.
I think they're still bringing up Mr. Randall, but I just want to kind of give you a status on it. So, sorry, I forget what side. Mr. Randall had been evaluated for sanity. The report came back that he was insane at the time of the offenses. Mr. Gary had to get staff to figure out what the process was. We have it ready to go, so we need to do an NGRI plea. If you want to send it to Judge Carruthers to do that, so you can.
You can see if
It's
they're
fine.
ready to do an NGR plea. And I think it will probably be best for Judge Carruthers to do that, mainly because
Civil.
your client will have to be transferred to a specific facility because there are 2 cases that are violent cases.
Right, yeah, he's gonna have to probably go to Russ State Hospital.
You want to call down or go to Judge Carruthers and see when this?
I'll walk down and see if Angela can squeeze us in, and if so, if it's fine with you, I can walk the file down and everything.
Yes, just let us know.
And then he does have a pending MTR, which the court's lost its full power on it because he's more than a year past his expiration.
Yes.
The basis of it though are these cases that he's not guilty of insanity. So we want to try to close that out before we go to the NGRI.
All right. Well, what will need to be happening on that, is just the probation can withdraw it. That will make for the paperwork to be easier.
We can do either way. I mean, terminate on staff. Or did,
And then you have to enter a plea, except we can't.
oh, no, okay, but if we can withdraw it, then, okay, well, then be terminated.
All right,
Out.
so,
If I may be excused, I'll head down to Judge Brothers and see if they can squeeze us in this morning.
yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you. On that one, they're not done. They're gonna go to Judge Carruthers and see if they can take the NGRI for you. Ms. Abrams, on Antonio Randall, they're gonna withdraw on his MTR. And then he's gonna see about doing a not guilty by reason of insanity plea with Judge Carruthers on the other cases. Who's here on Jesus Hernandez?
I am, Judge. We're ready.
All right, you come forward.
Yeah.
Court is calling 2022 CR 7588. State of Texas versus Jesus Antonio Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
James Tochi for Mr. Hernandez, Judge.
And are you Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilty and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Jesus Antonio Hernandez who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 7588? for the offense of aggravated robbery on September 22nd, 2021, for a period of 6 years. Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 6 on or about the 30th day of May 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Jesus Antonio Hernandez, departed Bexar County without the written permission of the court and or the supervision officer in violation of condition number 6.
How you plead to that? True or not true?
True. And Your Honor, we waive the other violation alleged in the motion.
Any objection?
No, ma'am.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of number 6, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 6?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 6 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We're asking that you grant the motion, adjudicate the defendant guilty and sentence him to 7 years in the prison.
All right, and with regards to the other case that's in the allegations, has that been taken care of?
Judge, the last time I checked, which admittedly was about a month ago, Maverick County has not yet filed an indictment. I don't know that Maverick County intends to file an indictment. And the only reason I say that was because there were the DPS troopers that were involved in that scenario basically had indicated it's really hit or miss. So that's all I can tell you. He understands though that there is another charge with his name on it out there. And of course, we're asking which could, lead to negative consequences for him. So we're asking the court to follow this agreement.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, are you asking the court to follow the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. The court will find you guilty, sentence you to 7 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Jasmine Cisneros, and there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentence?
No, Your Honor.
No, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived the right to appeal, and you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
25.
All right, so I know that any time that you do behind bars is a lot of time, even 1 day, 1 hour. But you still have a chance to do something with your life, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Who's here in Frank Torres?
Present, Your Honor.
We have.
Oh. All right, this is family violence.
Judge, this was a plea taken by Judge Angelini on an agreed deferred before the court now.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 7903, State of Texas versus Frank Daniel Torres. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Allie Jackson for the state.
Michael DeLeon for Mr. Torres.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest
That's correct, Your Honor.
in front of Judge Angelini. We're here for sentencing. Have you, counsel, received the PSI report?
I have reviewed it, Your Honor, and we're ready to proceed.
All right. State, have you had a chance to review the PSI report? Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right. According to the plea bargain agreement, state is recommending deferred adjudication.
Correct.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I would just notice that the PSI doesn't recommend any type of mental health treatment, any type of drug or alcohol treatment, Your Honor. I know he's had deferreds in the past. He does have a good reason to on this felony deferred to succeed in that he has an 11-month-old daughter now. He's also not working right now, Your Honor, so we're going to ask the court if we can probate any type of fine or perhaps cut down on, the probation fees to the bare minimum. He is actively seeking work and he has a job interview this afternoon.
All right.
ma'am.
And with regards to the complainant, I don't see in here, where there's no contact with Sonia Esparza. Do you know no contact means that you are not to have any contact with her? That means no letters. Do you all have children together?
We do, we have an 11-month-old.
All right, there's to be no Mother's Day card or anything of that nature.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you want to have contact with your child, you will need to do that through a third party. Do you understand?
That's what we've been doing, yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to a $1,500 fine. And to the clerk, this is the second degree. Could you let me know what the court costs are? That will be probated. There's to be 5 years deferred adjudication. No contact with Sonia, Sonia Esparza. The BIP course. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. That can be with rainbows. Once you complete parenting classes, the court will deem your community service hours satisfied. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
That's 375.
Thank you. There's to be regular random UAs. And you can have a patch if you so choose. The patch just costs more. Your court costs are approximately $350, maybe $380. Will you be able to pay that in installments?
Yes, ma'am. If given the opportunity, yes, ma'am.
Okay. There's going to be field visits. 1 time per month. For 3 months. And then thereafter at probation's discretion. Probation, is there anything else you need? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to show you what is entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. I'm serious about that no contact. Do you understand?
That's not a problem, ma'am.
So if you have contact with her, a violation report is going to be submitted to me. If it's in proper order, it's going to be signed and you will be looking at how much time in prison?
I believe it was 20. You
20
said
years.
20. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do not contact her. Do not get together with her for family vacations, none of that. Do you understand?
That's not a problem.
And it appears that you may not be ready for a relationship. Get an orchid. When you get an orchid, they come with blooms on them. Once those blooms fall off and you get it to rebloom, you may be ready for a relationship. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have an orchid?
Oh, I will never own an orchid, ma'am.
You need
Thank
to get one because you're not good in relationships.
I beg to
This is
differ,
the
for you, ma'am.
second- This is the second offense for choking.
Okay.
That is why it's a second degree felony.
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, it would be a third degree felony. And if this was the first assault case you had, that was just a regular assault, you would be in misdemeanor court. So obviously, you are not a good person to be in a relationship. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Christopher Morrison.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Mr. Morrison's on Zoom.
All right, what is happening with this case?
So Your Honor, we just dropped off a hard drive to the state. They're going to be putting more files onto that hard drive. We're going to review it and they have just offered us another plea bargain. New plea bargain.
All right, state, where is the information? the discovery. When would you have it on the hard drive?
So Daniel is meeting with other witnesses, Your Honor, but we've conferred about that and provided the hard drive this morning.
All right, and where is your client living?
He's, I believe, in Missouri, Your Honor, or, oh, Indiana, I apologize, Your Honor.
Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
recall this in 30 days. That's your full deadline date.
We can do March 7th.
All right, we'll be back on March 7th.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Let's hear on Jennifer Cano.
Listen, Your Honor. Mr. Morrison, be excused, Your Honor.
Yes. All right, are you Ms. Cano?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so the state has filed a motion to dismiss in your case. I don't know anything about your case other than what the charges are. And I always tell people when they get a motion to dismiss, it's not the time to celebrate. It's the time to think, hey, why was I in here? What happened to bring me here? And then don't come back again. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, please.
Yes, oh, okay. I didn't know that they was-
All right, Michael Campos. Hello, is this going to be contested?
Judge, you picked up a new case, which I have absolutely no knowledge about yet. I'd like to rescind, I'd like to figure out what's
What is the
going
new
on.
case?
A robbery, I understand.
That's right, Your Honor. So in terms of counsel's discussion, the underlying is a family case. The new robbery is not family related. However, I showed counsel that the case is awaiting indictment, and I showed him some of the work product actually of the state side of trying to procure more evidence to better understand what happened that day. So I think that's what maybe counsel was alluding to.
All right, so, state, do y'all have any idea when the information for this robbery, y'all will have it?
Sorry, Judge, I wasn't
Oh,
aware.
so he's on probation for a family violence case, and there's an allegation of a new number one that's a robbery.
Okay, Judge.
So what we'll do, we'll recall this for March 7th. Norma, can we recall this for March 7th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll recall it for March 7th. Bashan?
Yes, Judge.
On this case, Campos is gonna be called for March 7th because of the new number one.
Thank you, Judge.
And counsel, are you on the
Yes,
attorney on the new number one?
that's my understanding, yes.
All right, thank you.
I am too, Judge.
All right. Yes.
I'm just-
Campos?
All right, who's here? And I say De Los Santos. Oh, I'm sorry, do you need? All right, just give us a minute. Probation needs a minute.
You just need to make it different. They too. I can say to the other. He's working down from the gym.
Yes.
I think the new revised scheme was. That's why I didn't want. She helped me out with a bunch. And that's why I. Since they didn't use it, I didn't make sure that I said, I'm making that. So, tomorrow. I think Monday. No, Tuesday.
Would you reset?
No, maybe he chose a friend, you never know what's going on.
Yeah.
Malone, is it Malone?
Malone.
Yeah, they found it.
All right, the attorneys on Claudel Carney.
Here, President.
All right. Council, I need to think about this some more and get some more information. So we're gonna recall it for 1:30 today.
Your Honor, may I have 1:30 tomorrow? I have at 2:00.
The only reason why is because if I give him probation, it would have to be today.
Can I go 4:00?
Hmm?
May I have 4:00?
No, because then that helps messes with the deputies.
Can I have 5:00?
Oh, absolutely not. All right, if we can recall it for a different day, but everything's gonna be.
Tomorrow, Your Honor?
Let me see. Norma, can you bring Mr. Carney back? I understand. Not for tomorrow, but if we can bring him back next week.
I can do Tuesday.
Tuesday.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we'll see you on Tuesday. That's the 13th.
Barney?
Andrew Arnett?
Judge, I'm present, but he just wanted to get some water. I didn't know if the court would give me that official.
Okay. Macy Malone? All right, what's the update on the psychological?
I contacted Carruthers Court and apparently there's been an evaluation done on January 27th, but it has not yet been released.
All right, and where's Malone?
She's in custody. What I need is just a reset to look at the evaluation.
So where is she?
We have too many inmates to.
Okay,
In light of the fact that I'm just want to see what the report says, I just asked for time.
all right, so when is the report? Has the report been completed?
I don't know. All I know, according to talking to them today, is that there's been an evaluation. It has not yet been released.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall Malone back for the 12th. Is that doable?
For the week of the 12th?
No, Monday, the 12th.
We have too much.
Okay, so what day?
I can either do the 13th or the 15th.
We would ask for more time, Judge. Typically, the way Carruthers has asked us to do it is in order to get a sanity evaluation, we do the competency first. So
Yeah, we'll be back on the 13th. Ms. Ferguson, recall it for the 13th. Council, I
know if
need
I'm
to
gonna have
take
an
track
answer.
of that. Here's the thing, I need to keep track of this case, because otherwise, you know what ends up happening? We look up 3 years have passed and he's somewhere lost in the system.
sure, I'll contact them today again. I'm just trying to get the report.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. Excuse you, Johnny.
Yes. The 13th. All right. Is the interpreter here on Marco Marino Vasquez? Are y'all ready or no?
That case, there's a companion case, Monica Goodell was on.
Okay.
We're not approaching on the companion yet. Monica will be in about 15 minutes.
Ah. Could I see the companion case on Marco Vasquez? Okay, is he also a Dist Hernandez Rivas?
That is codependent judge, but I believe Monica would like to approach when she gets here. She's still in the 186.
Okay, so he has 2 cases.
Rivas should have 1 case.
The codependent judge.
All right, so who is Monica on?
On Adis.
Okay,
So I'm on Moreno.
all right, bring up Mr. Moreno Vasquez. No, they said that he had a companion case, but I guess he only has one.
Co-defendant, yeah, it's just one.
Okay.
judge. Here's your file.
All right, come down. All right, where are we on this case?
Judge, there's a discovery that was translated, and I believe defense counsel is not necessarily in possession, but maybe has access to it, but hasn't reviewed it yet. And it's just to go over the actual translation. I do understand that today, you probably have it marked on there that state was supposed to make an offer.
Mhm.
And again, I've had the mercy to the court here, and I have not had an opportunity to admin this, which we have to admin each one of these now.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Vasquez Marino, I'm gonna give you all a 45-day reset. That will give you a time to go over the translation that has happened and give the state time for a reset.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm sorry, to make an offer.
Make an offer.
All right, what date?
That works, Judge.
Which 25th or 26th?
26, because we're gonna be out the middle of March, but we'll be back by then.
All right, so March 26th. How's everything going with everyone?
Once again, good and bad. I mean, we've moved him into hospice, so that's bad, but at least there's peace of mind that he's being cared for and stuff. So I appreciate you asking, Judge.
Okay, if you need anything, just let us know, okay?
I appreciate it. You guys have been wonderful this last 4 years with my mom and dad. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so we'll be back on March 26th and the state will be prepared to make an offer.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
If he wants me to hold on to these now.
All right, and then on your client, you say Monica is on her way?
Randall?
We have the same discovery thing, the translations that were transcribed.
So let's have him come down because it's going to be March 26th. All right.
Randall, come down.
Hello. All right, so on this case, the state has turned over translated items to you all, so I'm gonna give you time to do the translation. And the state is gonna be prepared to make an offer on March 26th. Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
If I could keep Monica wanted to talk.
Have a seat. Toma asiento.
Yes, it's always great seeing you. You just brighten the day.
Oh, thank you. You're
Have a good one.
Me too.
Lee Galindo. All right, today is the plea deadline date.
Judge,
Wait for Mr. Clinton to get up here.
Sure.
Judge, Daniel and I are real close to a couple of things we just need to iron out. I was gonna ask for Monday, but apparently all are full.
Are you ironing out? Are you have the starch, the
We have-
faultless starch?
We have a good foundation, Judge. We just need to finalize it. If Tuesday is still available, then
I think Monday was too much for
Right.
inmates, correct? So we can have you back on Monday.
oh, Monday.
We have a big.
I'm sorry, what?
The doc is pretty, you want me to still put it on there? I already sent it out.
Okay,
Or Tuesday, Judge.
well, we can put it on Tuesday. All right, 13th.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's gonna have to have. a seat, and then we give it to him.
Who's here on Andrew Arnett? Are you all ready? Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, David Cerna, is he in custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, can you let him know that his case is going to be recalled?
Yes,
We're gonna recall that one, Norma, for March 4th.
yes, ma'am.
And let him know we're just waiting for his evaluation. All right, are the parties ready on Andrew Arnett?
Yes, Your Honor.
I am loving the new fan I have.
Judge.
All right. All right, Mr. Arnett. Today is your plea deadline date. So what is happening?
Judge, in anticipation of today, I was reviewing discovery yesterday and noticed that there was a body cam that was missing.
Okay.
Talked to counsel about it. This morning, I have had that body cam downloaded to a portable hard drive.
Mhm.
So I need just a little bit more time to review that before we can proceed with any type of plea or resolution to this case.
All right, I'm gonna extend your plea deadline date. And Norma, is 2 weeks enough time for you, counsel?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, can you put this the week of the 20th,
The 22nd?
22nd?
That'd be ideal, yes.
All right, we'll recall you for the 22nd. And after you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Are the parties ready on Chelsea Mock?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And probation. This is a plea. There's no application?
No, Your Honor.
No application. Court is calling 2000 and Miss Guerrero, if y'all can move down there. Court is calling 2022 CR 3724, State of Texas versus Chelsea Monk. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
John
Defense?
Young for the defense.
And are you Miss Monk?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Monk. I'm gonna show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document
Yes, ma'am.
with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Monk, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Your Honor, in this case, she had been found incompetent in Judge Carruthers' court after an evaluation. She has been reevaluated recently and had her competency restored on Tuesday. And that is why we're here today, and I also believe she is competent.
All right, and do you believe she was sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Ms. Spunk, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed under 1244 to 360 days in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor, she has 438 actual days in jail.
All right, state, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
There have not, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
State exhibit number 1.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may continue to confer. Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you
Yes,
sign it
ma'am.
at all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
As you've noted, Your Honor, my client is rather eager to get this all behind her. Her father has hired me to represent her, and I believe that the family unit will be very stable.
All right, off the record for a moment. Counsel, you're blocking the deputy's line of vision.
Sorry.
All right, we're back on the record. All right, does she have any type of mental health or treatment set up for her?
I don't believe so, Your Honor, and I'm honestly not sure what the reason for the original referral was. Since I've been hired, which was about 3 or 4 months ago, I've never seen any indication that she had any lack of competency. I believe there may have been some issue at the time of her arrest about a burglary charge that did not go forward. But I've never seen any indication that she has had a problem with competency.
All right, so Ms. Mock,
Yes, ma'am.
you're looking healthy right now. Do you remember how you used to look?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can you show that to her? Wow. So I don't want you to have any issues. I know that you're getting offered this offer and it's a judgment satisfied. I'm gonna give that to you. But you don't want to go back to being that person. I can see you, your eyes are bright, shiny, you're understanding and focused. If you fall off track, don't be that person where somebody's identifying a body and it's yours.
Yes, ma'am.
There are so many places where you can get help now, help for drug treatment, help if you have mental health issues, and it's all free. You just have to ask for it. So don't leave the jail and go celebrate. Don't go with your friends, people who are encouraging you to use, because you know what? Those people are not your friends.
Yes, ma'am.
So the same person who hired your attorney, your father, that's the person who cares about you. So you need to go straight knocking on their door and say, I need help. You know, can you help me get treatment? Can you help me do this? Because otherwise you're going to backslide and you may get lucky and just look like that person in that photo, or he may have to identify your body. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to 360 days under 1244, give you credit for any time served, and I will show that the judgment is satisfied.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And
Yes,
did
ma'am.
you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. If
All right, thank
something
you.
happens and you can't find a place for treatment or find mental health treatment or drug treatment, you can always come back to this court and I will give you information. We'll make sure you get the help you need.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, good luck.
All right, thanks.
All right, who's here on Abel Rodriguez? And after Abel Rodriguez, the next person I have up is Amber Holland. And then I have Isaiah De Los Santos. So if your name has not been called from that bunch, it's because nobody has given me the file. All right, Abel Rodriguez.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Okay,
How are you doing, counsel?
I'm good, Your Honor. How are
Okay.
you?
All right, that's great. I know you have been out for a while and I was saying I need to check on you.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 4795, State of Texas versus Abel Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Nifa Gallegos Carrillo from Mr. Rodriguez.
All right, and probation, this is person on probation. Are you Abel Rodriguez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Abel Rodriguez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 4795 for the offense of theft $2,500 to $30,000 vehicle on June 8, 2023 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violating condition number 4 in Bear County, Texas, the defendant, Abel Rodriguez, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of July and August 2023, in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Sure, Your Honor. I will waive the remaining violated conditions.
No
Yeah.
objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes.
Court is going to find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Here is, Your Honor.
Yes.
And that is to deny the motion and to amend for bi-weekly drug testing and bi-monthly office visits for 4 months. And it says 0 tolerance.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rodriguez, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Abel Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, why are you doing poorly on probation?
It was a family issue. My father was passing away and my support group was mainly in Arizona. And he sadly passed away and I came. Now I turn myself home.
But how does not reporting and not showing up to probation help you?
It didn't help me at all. He even got very upset. Very disappointed. So,
And do you want to go to prison?
no,
Do you want to go to the Bear County Jail and live there?
No, yeah.
All right, because if you want to be at the state jail for 2 years, we can help accomplish that for you.
No, Your Honor, that's
Can't
not
give you a toothbrush. I know there was a previous judge, they said would give toothbrushes and hand those out. I'm not gonna give you a toothbrush. Toothbrushes are expensive now anyway. So it won't, if I were to give you one, it wouldn't be an Oral-B one. It would be one from the Dollar Tree that's now $1.25. All right,
Yes, sir.
so the family you have in Arizona, who's in Arizona?
Right now, since my father is deceased, just a couple cousins and that's all.
So where's your support group?
My support group is just mainly my reservation and my mom's side of the family that was on there. And I have my children out there as well.
Okay, so do you want to remain in Bear County or is there some other place?
I'm gonna have to remain here and take care of this. I let them all know that and they're willing to move out here, make the change.
All right, why not back on the back at the reservation
There's
location?
too much emotional toll that I have out there and I'd rather remain out here. My father wanted me to stay out here.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions to include a MIC evaluation and probation. What are your thoughts?
Your Honor, Sam and I discussed a probation rights on the court summary, and I feel like that may be appropriate.
All
I
right.
would like to get a tap evaluation.
All right, so we're gonna do a MIC evaluation, a TAP evaluation and probation. If he does the TAP evaluation in jail, how long will that take?
About a week and a half to start.
All right, so we're gonna do the TAP evaluation in custody. All right, because if we were to do it out of custody, it's how long out of custody? All right. So MIC evaluation and TAP evaluation while in custody. Follow recommendations from TAP. And we can also do a referral to felony drug court. Because I know they have a dual diagnosis program. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so you need to make sure you report. That's what you have to do. Problems happen in your life, you still have obligations.
Yes, sir.
And this is an obligation that could result in you going to the state jail facility. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. What's with the tattoo on the side of your face?
This is a Catholic cross. I was supposed to be a lot smaller, but I did it way bigger than I expected.
Well, was he doing it freehand?
Yes. yes.
Oh,
And
see,
had a heavy-
if he were not, don't let people do tattoos freehand unless you know their work. Because if he wasn't doing it freehand, he would have had it stenciled and you could say that's too large.
Yes.
You can still have that removed if you want. It's just gonna be extra painful.
So I was looking into that.
All right, if you need anything from the court or you feel like probation is not addressing issues, you can always come back to the court. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Antonio Randall,
Judge, I have an update.
yes.
So apparently, the only mental health prosecutor who understands how to do the paperwork is Ms. Sunkum,
Yes,
who has the day off.
okay,
I'm going to email, Sally said to tell you, she's gonna evaluate it, she's gonna look at it. There is some concern, and it has to do with case law that came out on NGRI pleas, that perhaps it might be better, and she will talk to Mr. Gearhart about it. I'm gonna do an email, everyone's gonna be in that it might be better simply to dismiss the cases rather than do an NGRI plea. But she needs to review everything, and right now we're gonna be on Judge Carruthers' docket for next Thursday to resolve these.
okay, so that will be Thursday the 22nd.
No, ma'am, but
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at March.
Wishful thinking.
Yes. So that will be Thursday, the 15th. Okay. All right, I'll notate Norma on this case. They're gonna be in Judge Carruthers on the 15th.
Okay, so I'm not gonna set it, I'll let further court take
Yes.
care
I've already told Angela, who you texted, she knows.
of it. Okay, awesome, thank you.
Just let me know if y'all need anything.
All right. And could somebody see where Kathy Compton is?
That's fine.
Denise Thomas? All right, state, where are we on discovery?
Should be in good order, Your Honor.
All right, and state, were you able to tender an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, we were.
All right, how old are you? 40. All right, Miss Ferguson, I need a reset date. And if you can put this at the beginning of March for a plea deadline date. All right, we're gonna come back on March 7th. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand? Yes. All right, do you need some Kleenex? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Who's here on Vincent Moore? Is this a motion to revoke?
This is a ask for your reconsideration regarding an occupational license.
All right, do I have did you file another motion on it?
I think we did. I'm not certain that it's been e-filed or.
All right, if you can check in the back, I think the clerk is back there and we'll see if we have it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Bush? Here's your reset form. Okay, thank you.
Amber Holland?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Yes.
Good morning,
Good
Judge.
morning.
Good to see you.
You too. This is where Cornelius Cox would say it's good to be seen.
I'm sorry, Judge.
I said Cornelius Cox would say it's good to be seen.
It is good to be seen. It's not.
All right, so what are we here for on this case?
Your Honor, I believe we're here on a compliance. It looks like that, back in,
All right, let me pull up the email that the probation sent me. Okay, here we are. All right, so I ordered inpatient treatment.
you did, Your Honor, and I very much want to speak to the court on that.
Mhm.
In the last 2 months, Ms. Holland has taken and passed over 20 drug tests through her probation.
Mhm.
She's taken a drug test today and passed that. She's currently attending.
You knew I was gonna ask for a drug test, didn't you?
I did, Judge, and so we did that and she passed that. She's attending NA meetings twice a week right now.
Mhm.
And she has been completely drug-free for the last 7 months since she had the one dirty UA that caused the court to believe that she needed inpatient treatment. She's been calling every single day to the drug hotline since June of last year. She lives alone. She owns her own house. She's been employed at Cowboy Grading, where she's currently employed for the last 14 years. She's working 40 hours a week. She has a dog that she's had for the last 7 years.
Oh, what type of dog is that?
That's a black lab.
Okay.
And
You have an answer to all my questions. I wanted to know.
well, I know this court asked very good questions, and so I wanted to make sure that I asked her that because I thought that you might ask that actually.
But it's not a closed book exam.
Well, you know.
That's an inside joke between us, but okay.
And I won't make any comments to that, but I do have my opinion on that. And she's in complete compliance otherwise with her conditions of probation. When the court ordered the inpatient or added the inpatient as a condition, on her own initiative, she went and enrolled herself in outpatient at Lifetime Recovery. And she had already started the Lifetime Recovery actually before the court ordered the inpatient. And actually 1 month after the court amended it,
on November the 9th of last year, she completed her lifetime recovery IOP program. And so we recognize the court's concerns. She remembers the talking to that this court had with other defendants that were in similar situations during her time getting up to, and I wasn't her trial counsel at the time, by the way, but in her time in this court, she recognizes the serious nature of being on probation, and she did relapse last June, but she's been drug and alcohol free since that time, and I think has demonstrated her ability to remain drug and alcohol free. And so we're asking the court to not require her to do the inpatient.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Amber Hollins.
All right, so what treatment are you in?
At this time, I'm
Yes.
going to NA twice a week.
Okay. And so you completed the lifetime recovery
Correct.
and you're still doing the UA hotline?
Yes, ma'am. Every day I've called for almost, it's been over a year.
Okay. So this is what the court will do then, unless there are any other questions.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. So you're going to continue doing your NA for 2 times per week. Ms. Abrams, we're going to continue with the UA hotline, but with the UA hotline, it's only going to be testing. We're going to start out with testing once every 2 weeks, and then we'll do testing once every 3 weeks, then testing once a month. I still want the UA hotline there because it's random.
Not a problem.
So one day you may have to test, one day you may not have to test. So we're gonna handle this in incremental stages until you're on for regular testing. All right?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about anything?
No, ma'am.
Anything else from either side?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, keep up the good work, okay?
Thank you.
That excuse,
Yes.
at least for this person,
Yes.
I have someone else, but.
All right.
Thank you.
Who's your other person, counsel?
I'm having a senior moment, Judge. Salty Banyas, Judge.
All right, let's bring Saktabandas up
Judge,
if you're ready.
I'm not ready on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to talk to the state on that because we can reach an agreement.
All right, state, Suzanne Kramer is on by Zoom. Could somebody call her?
I'm sorry, who, Judge?
Suzanne Kramer.
I have not,
I think her defendant is in federal custody.
okay.
It is Jesus Eduardo Garza.
I'll text him real quick.
Thank you. Oh, she's on Zoom too.
Oh, okay.
Suzanne, are you there? He's on page 10.
Yeah.
All right, Suzanne Kramer is sort of,
I'm here. I'm here.
all right. So do you know, is your client still in federal custody? The last notice we heard that he entered a plea on December 11th in his federal case.
And I believe subsequent to that point, Judge, I spoke to Paul Smith and he told me that he got 10 years. Now we would, I'm not sure. I mean, I know I talked to Paul about that, but I'm not sure if that's accurate, but I believe that he was sentenced. So I don't know, y'all can bring him back for us to take care of this and then we can send him back to federal court, but that's where we're at.
Judge, just from our notes on our system that I placed there back whenever, our clerk had told us that he is being sentenced in February of 2024, so it is February. But then it's noted on there that he is supposed to be transferred back to Bexar County or to Bexar County facilities at that point. I haven't seen him. I don't know if he's in our jail.
All right, Deputy Lord, do you know if Jesus Garza is in? All right, so what we'll do is we'll recall this, Ms. Kramer, we're gonna recall this for the beginning of March before spring break.
Okay.
And so
Hopefully you'll be back by then.
we're gonna bring him back on March. Ms. Ferguson? Yeah. On Garza, we need him brought back the first week in March, the week of March 4th. All right, we're gonna put him down for March 5th and we'll see if he's back from federal.
Okay, thank you so much, Judge.
Thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
No.
That's, I mean, if that's accurate.
Camilla Scalbon. Hello. All right. Hi.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. So today is the plea deadline date.
Yes, Your Honor, we are respectfully, sorry, I was. We are respectfully declining the plea at this time, and we would like to advise the court, as we have advised state, that we will file a motion to appoint accident reconstruction expert.
Okay, when is that going to be done?
We can file that today, Your Honor.
All right, and is he appointed?
No, Your Honor, we are retained.
All right, so, and y'all are asking the court to approve that, or
We
are
will-
you going to pay for that?
No, we will be asking for minimal funds, to staff it. And we could go from there.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, we're going to recall this back for the week of February 19th and state that's not a jury trial. That's just for the defense to file whatever motion they have and for the court to rule on that motion.
Okay, Judge, thank you.
Sure. Which date?
On the 22nd, Judge.
All right, so we're going to come back on the 22nd,
I'm sorry, what date is that?
February 22nd.
22nd.
Yes.
So I'll just put it as a motion setting.
Yes. All right, is there anything else?
Not at this time, no.
Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Maybe we
And that's a
can-
beautiful dress.
Thank you, Your Honor, appreciate it.
May I be excused?
Once you sign the reset form.
Oh, thank you. I need to go along for it, but yeah. My brother's an advocate. House divided. Yeah, but there's no Red River rivalry in the rivalry guns.
Yeah, approach.
On a case?
The guy's been in jail more than 9 days.
All right, just hand it to the clerk and then I'll look at it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Who's here on Robert Pettis?
Good night, Matt.
All right. And his mom was here in court, but she was talking to him in the box. But both parties, I do have an email from her.
Okay, no objection, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 3275, State of Texas versus Robert Pettis. Can our parties announce for the state
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
defense?
Victor Gomez for Mr. Pettis.
And are you Mr. Pettis?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Robert Pettis who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 3275 for the offense of tampering with evidence on July 17, 2023 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 41, on or about the 19th day of December 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Roger Pettis, did then and there fail to comply with the rules and regulations of the felony drug court by failing to call the urinalysis line in violation of condition number 40.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am.
And
Say.
Your Honor, we waive the other violations alleged in the motion.
Any objections?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation? Excuse me, if you all cannot talk so close to the court reporter, Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 41, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 5 years in prison and up to $2,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 41?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 41 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor, we're asking that you deny the motion and continue the defendant on probation. And we're asking that he attends the state ISF cognitive track, followed by ISP supervision, which is the probation recommendation.
All right, and probation, that's what you're asking for? All right, Mr. Pettis, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Robert Bettis.
All right, why are you not following the court's instructions and following the rules on probation?
Well, I was just real depressed about my daughters. I mean, this is the longest time I ever been without them. And
Whose fault is that?
yes, ma'am, I understand.
So you can't come to court and saying, I'm depressed about my daughters, and this is the longest time I've been without them. And the reason why you're without them is because of your own actions.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
So that's no excuse. So why are you not doing what you need to do on probation? Do you want to go to prison?
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
So why are you not doing what's being asked of you? I don't understand.
I was just real depressed and I didn't. I forgot to call.
How can you forget to call and you're looking at 5 years prison?
I tried my best, Melon, and I was just like, it was overwhelming. I don't know. I mean, I apologize. I know all my excuses ain't good enough. I know I could do. I'm just trying to do better in my life, and I think this ISF will help me get it.
And you know felony, and you know the reason why felony drug court wouldn't accept you, right? And it's based upon some of the allegations in the motion that probation, that the state is not proceeding on. You understand that? So, you all are saying ISF? All right, the court will deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions to include ISF and the UA hotline until further notice. Is there anything else? All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
Your attorney is not on probation, you are. Is there anything else that you need?
I'm just planning to do better with my life and follow all the directions. I messed up. I do agree, and it's my fault, and I do accept the responsibilities, and I'm just willing to do better.
All right, good luck to you.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Who's here on Dominique Nicholson? Yes. Dominique Demetrius Nicholson.
Yes. So what I understand.
Oh, where is he?
I understand he's in the hospital. He's in custody
Mhm.
and at the hospital. That's based on information I got from the deputies. I have
Okay.
no, but I assume he would be here. He's in custody.
All right, so we will recall it.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Norma, we'll recall this in a month.
Okay.
But of course, if you want it brought over sooner, we can bring it over sooner.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right, I need a 1 month reset on Nicholson.
We can do March 7th.
All right, we're gonna come back on March 7th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
On Emperor Aguilar, he is still awaiting a psych eval. There's an entry from yesterday that, they assigned Dr. Smith. I'm not sure if I'll relay time, but we don't know for sure. Oh, so yeah, I'll do that too, but I don't have an announcement. I'm gonna do that. Okay. My question is, he's a Spanish speaker. Does he need to come up, for that?
Give me a moment.
Yeah, we didn't do it. Can we use monofilm?
And Norma, if you can have somebody from MAC come down here, please. Several. Mainly, or Zarka. They need to be down here for that case, for her cases. Well, somebody needs to come down because she's not here to represent her client. Okay, sure. All right, on Edgar Aguilar, what is the update?
Yes, Your Honor, he is awaiting his psych eval. There's an entry on the district court website from yesterday that Dr. Marshall Smith has been appointed to evaluate him, and we're just awaiting Dr. Smith's report.
Did they give you any, has he already done the evaluation and just rating a report?
I don't think so. It says awaiting Dr. Marshall Smith's report. I don't, let me, it doesn't
So-
look like it's been happened.
Okay. All right, can I have a reset for this at the end of March? All right, we'll come back on March 26th. Yes, thank you.
I have another person, so I'm not leaving yet.
Okay. All right, has Lorraine Efron left?
I don't see you.
All right, she has a case. Marie Miles. Hello. Don't have to do it.
He was actually evaluated the day before yesterday, but we don't have the report yet. But
Oh.
the interview has happened. I don't know if that changes the date or anything, but I don't know how long Dr. Smith will take to get us his report.
All right, we'll keep it for the 26th,
Okay.
but if he's completed it before then, if you could come in and get it set earlier. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, okay. Adriana, do you have a sticky note? Thank you. Thank you.
That's the thing with me, like three staples I left the DA's office. Out of state.
No.
Says on the bottom.
Let me see the file on one Soto Victorino.
Sure, I was gonna see if she can get the money.
And Deputy Laura, when you have a chance, can y'all bring out one Soto Victorino? Who's here? Rudy Luna?
Where?
Good morning. Where's Luna?
Moving slowly, Judge.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 3512, State of Texas versus Rudy Luna. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state.
Defense?
Louis Martinez.
All right. You entered a plea of guilty on December 7th. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishments be assessed at 3 years in the prison, and the state is recommending community supervision.
So Judge, the only real issue that I need to speak to is what kind of treatment options the court wants to employ when it comes to Mr. Luna.
Okay, just give me one moment. Was a PSI done for him?
It was, Judge. I've got a copy of it right here.
All right, I'm just pulling up his TAP evaluation. All right, have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Well, because we're recommending probation, Judge, yes, ma'am.
All right, any
And we
objections?
have, Judge, no, I don't have any objections.
All right, so according to the PSI report, it says his guilt is minimized. And then TAP evaluation is recommending inpatient treatment.
Judge, and I don't think that he's minimizing his guilt. I think the issue, I think, is that Mr. Luna indicated to the TAP evaluator and to PSI that he does not currently believe that he needs any kind of intensive alcohol treatment. I think that's where the issue is going to be. And I'd like to speak to that when the court is ready for it.
Yes, I'm ready for it.
Okay. So as the court can see, Mr. Luna's criminal history consists of 2 other DWIs in this one. He had not had a DWI in about 18 years when this happened. And there were some difficulties in the family, and Mr. Luna just got into some bad habits again. While he was on bond, he had an issue with his ignition interlock in March of 23. That was a year ago, Judge. The way the court dealt with it at that time was to increase the supervision, have him test weekly, and have him do 90 meetings in 90 days. And he's done those things. And all that was very beneficial to Mr. Luna. Helped him to kind of look in the mirror and decide that he needed to start doing things differently, that he had gotten into some bad habits and needed to get out of those habits. And so since March of last year, Mr. Luna has been compliant with his conditions of bond. To the point, Judge, where I truly believe that he's ready to be compliant, cooperative, and to fulfill all his conditions of probation. So what I ask the court at this time to consider is to consider intensive outpatient treatment, rather than sending him to SATA. He is working, the family does need the income. And as the court can see over the past year, Mr. Luna's in a position where he can be compliant with the court and fulfill his conditions.
All right, probation.
Yes, Judge.
He did complete the 90 sober meetings in 90 days that the court required of him. So, yes. So are you okay with starting with intensive outpatient treatment instead of inpatient treatment? All right, this is what the court is going to do. And I'm sorry, Ms. Abrams, it's Rudy DeLeon Luna. Court is going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 2 years. And to the clerk, this is the 3rd degree. If you could tell me the court costs. $500 fine, and it's a DWI. Probated, intensive outpatient treatment with probation. We're going to do a referral to felony drug court. Proof of employment within 15 days, no employment as a home health care provider with minors. Ignition interlock for half the term. 150 hours of community service restitution. 2 years driver's license suspension. DWI education. VIP live. In lieu of, well, let me ask you this. You can either do 10 days at the Bexar County Jail, or either you can do GPS. It will be partial for work. And if you're going to be working on the GPS, then it's going to be 30 days at GPS. Which would you prefer?
I would do GPS.
All right, in lieu of the 10 days in the Bexar County Jail, the court will order partial GPS for employment for 30 days. And the reason the court is doing GPS as opposed to 10 days in the Bexar County Jail because of health issues, overcrowding, things of that nature.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
Right. Yes. All right, your court costs are going to be approximately $425 to probably $500. Will you be able to pay that in installments?
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. And there's to be regular random UAs, field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months, and then at probation's discretion. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Clarify the DWI education that have.
Yes.
Yes, that's enough.
Anything else you need from the court to be successful? All right, I'm going to show you a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. If something comes up and there's something you need and you feel as though probation is not addressing it, you can always ask the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Can I excuse?
Yes. Who's here on George Santabanez? Yes. Hello. So what is happening with these cases?
Judge, I actually, I think the setting today is for.
Oh, it's
because
just
of a-
supposed to the
it's because
cases
of a-
we're going to be indicted in.
That, but I'd also filed a motion to amend his conditions of bond, but I really would probably need a little bit more time on it. I've conferred with the state and they pointed some things out and I probably need to be a little bit more prepared when I deal with some of the issues that they might bring up.
All right, and Mr. Santabanez, you cannot be late for court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're late for court, you know how we can ensure that you're on time, or at least that we know where you are?
Yes, ma'am.
You'd be wearing orange, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Or maybe red. All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for discovery on Santabanez? And counsel, if you want discovery, I mean, if you want your motion heard sooner, just let us know.
I will, Judge. I appreciate you.
All right, March 5th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, the only files I have before me are Stevie Stokes, Isaiah De Los Santos, and Juan Soto Victorino. So are you all ready on Stokes?
Just step out, Judge, unfortunately.
All right. All right, let's come forward on De Los Santos.
Oh, where am I supposed to go? She didn't hear?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be heard by, no, it's Judge Nahara.
Okay.
Yes,
So is
Judge,
that file there?
Stokes back, can we go back after Mr. Robertson?
yes.
He's in the basement.
All right. Could I have a prosecutor on De Los Santos? How does he pronounce his first name?
Isaiah.
Isaiah,
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
I've been calling you Esau. I'm sorry.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 3928, State of Texas versus Isaiah De Los Santos. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Your hand, Your Honor. John Robertson for Mr. De Los Santos.
All right, you entered a plea of no contest on January 4th. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court deferred finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. The state is silent on your application and punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 4 years in the prison. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report? State, defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor. No objections, Your Honor, but a correction on page 2, criminal history. In the box, it shows 6 arrests. It's actually a single arrest in April of 2022 in Kinney County. So it's actually 1 arrest.
Okay.
And I can confirm to the court, I spoke to the clerk this morning out there. Any case or cases are not indicted. And from talking to my client, there may be some issues that they're looking into, and that could be the reason they're not indicted, but obviously we're not here to get into the facts of that case.
Okay.
Other than that, no objections.
All right. Defense, do you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
All right. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we're asking the court to follow the agreement and place Issei on deferred adjudication. He's got 2 minor children. He's been employed in the past. He shares custody with the mother of the children. He supports them financially. Hadn't been in any trouble before this period in his life. Clean criminal history besides the Kinney County matter and this matter. I think some of the issues with the offer in the case were based on unknowns about the Kinney County case. But I don't think there was anything malevolent going on there based on what my client told me. But again, we're not here for that today. Your Honor, he's motivated to do probation.
So let me ask you this. Is the Kinney County case, are those cases still open?
They do it differently than we do. So they don't really have a record. He was released on a PR bond. He spent a long time in jail and was finally released on a PR bond because he was unindicted.
Okay.
I don't know where they're going to go, but from just talking to my client, it sounds like he was with his employer. They took 5 guys that worked for his employer from San Antonio to Brackettville to do a job, and we're driving back to San Antonio and we're pulled over.
Okay.
And so other than that, I don't know what's going on with those
All right.
cases.
And the reason why I asked, because there are certain things that if I order them, if he has pending cases, Bexar County is not going to let him go anywhere. So I have an idea what I'm going to do. And counsel, I'm going to depend on you to keep track of whether or not he's being released to go to where I'm going to send him. Then things may change because they're recommending inpatient treatment.
Right, and I'd like to address the court.
All right, I'll hear your addressing of the inpatient treatment.
Your Honor, I believe my client's been clean since the date of the offense, which was December of 2022. At this point in time, he not having any acute issues with any drug use. He's been clean. I would ask the court to consider releasing him on a deferred and have him do 90 days, 90 meetings in 90 days, see how he does. And if he does well, put him into an outpatient program where he can get back to work and support his children.
All right, anything you wish to say?
Yes, ma'am. I
All
just,
right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I just want to say
state your
that
name.
Isaiah de los Santos.
Mhm.
I just want to say that, I was just going through a rough patch, it's not an excuse for what I did, but I would just like, a chance to prove to myself, to my kids, and to this court that, I don't need drugs, I don't need none of that stuff.
All right, and what's up with all of the tattoos? What's that about?
Oh, it's just, I like art. If you can see, it's just art, it's just like, just art, is nothing. This one was a mistake. I want to take this off on my face.
What is it?
It's just like a heart in the crime. But this is just art.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is gonna do. Court is gonna sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's gonna be a referral to felony drug court while in custody. 90 sober meetings in 90 days. If felony drug court does not accept him, and you need to make sure that felony drug court knows you have a drug or alcohol problem, so they will accept you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't be dishonest with them. But if for any reason he's not accepted in felony drug court, then we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. There's to be proof of employment within 15 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 300 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes, and he can do parenting classes with compadre y compadre. Once he completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. We're going to do the UA hotline until further notice. There's to be field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. And then at probation's discretion. All right, this is a 2nd-degree felony. What is the court cost? And probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, and state, if you could have his counsel to sign that, please. All right, the court cost is going to be approximately $395 to $400. Will you be able to pay that in installments? All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, I did.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. You're going to have to do better.
Thank you. I
All
will.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, after I take up Mr. Juan Carlos Soto Victorino. All right, Ms. Zarka.
I did, yes, Your Honor.
Hi. This is being set for jury trial,
Okay,
and you'll need to appear in person on this date. And we are going to set it for state, what is a good time for you guys for jury trial on this one?
Judge, this was probably a little bit more intricate because of the translation and everything, but,
If not, what I can do is I can give you all one final setting.
that'd be fine, Judge.
All right.
To confer on a date.
Ms. Zorka, you're going to need to appear in Bexar County in person. And this is going to be set for March 21st.
I will not be able to be in Bear County on that day, Your Honor.
All
I could
right,
have
so,
someone here for me, but I will not be there on that day.
all right, so after that date, it's gonna be a jury trial date, and I'm not gonna give any further continuances in this case. So March 21st.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mm-hmm. Yes.
There is a co-defendant on that case, should be in line to announce next.
Okay.
As the attorney of record, and we have the interpreter.
All right, if you'll come up with the interpreter, what's your client's name?
Lazaro Espinosa Ramos. Can I go after that, Judge?
Yeah, yes. Yes. Can I see the file on their case?
Lázaro Espinosa Ramos.
All right, on this case, we're going to come back on March 21st.
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
On this case, we're going to come back on March 21st, and that's for you all to confer on a jury trial date.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay. And I don't need a record.
Yeah. Do you all need a record?
No, Judge, I was gonna put on the record that he rejected a plea agreement, but outside of your presence.
Okay. All right. So what we can do is I'll step out and you can put,
It's okay, I can do it the next sitting, Judge. I know
You
you
sure
have
you
a
don't
lot
wanna
of
do-
people that need to see you.
no, because we're breaking at 12. So do you want to put it on the record?
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'll step out while you all put that on the record.
Can you just,
Yes. Hi, on Stokes, this is a return of property state. Are you going to be objecting to the return of property?
At this time, yes, we're asking for a bit of a reset. I am checking in with I sent an email with detective with defense counsel sitting next to me to double check and make sure a cell phone has or has not been dumped. We currently don't have in our possession. And I want to know why it has not been done if there has not been.
Okay, how much time are you asking for?
I will have an answer I'm hoping to have an answer by tomorrow, but I would say just a week to be able to answer this motion, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this, can you recall this for? Can we do this the week of the 20th?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, we'll come back on February 22nd. And counsel, if your client wants to appear by video, because this will be just for the motion with the return of property, he can appear by video.
Okay, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
And if you all have an agreement, just let the court know.
Will do.
Will do, Judge.
Thank you.
All right, this is the last case I'm taking it up, and then we're going for our lunch break. Alfredo Perez. Court is calling 2019 CR 5359W, State of Texas versus Alfredo Perez.
Of course, he's in the restroom.
Oh, his client is not here.
He's in the restroom.
Yeah, that's okay.
Extend it.
Oh, yeah, I can be in by proxy.
All right, then we'll be putting Mr. Keller in custody.
No, we don't want to do that.
Whoa. I got a dentist appointment at 30.
All right, counsel, we're gonna take our break.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so everyone, we'll be back at 1:15. All right, thank you.